All right, welcome back.
Report to the engineering wing. William Carter to the engineering.
This will be our first extended tour of the entire base. Finally, the whole thing is opened up to us.
And I'm going to be calling it the X base for a lot of this video, probably, because that was what we always called it.
Make it quick.
That's all for now.
Thank you, sir. And keep up the good work. There are a lot of people out there who need you.
I will.
Side mission in the base involving them.
Oh, so yeah, said we had to go to the engineering wing. Here's our map. So we're going to the yellow E.
Accurate?
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I'm looking at it. I think it's a little weird.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it showed this little L-shaped bend in the hallway.
Yeah, well, a lot of these L-shaped bends in the hallway are, of course, to hide streaming, because there's so much shit in this base, and I don't mean shit in a pejorative sense, because a lot of it's really cool. There's so much stuff in the base that we had to split it up into a lot of different streaming zones. And it was hell to get this working on the PS3. And the 360, but to a lesser extent.
Carter, join me. I don't like it when my agents go off the rails, Carter. Never ignore my orders again. You're lucky things turned out as well as they did with Dr. Weir's rescue. I'll overlook it this time. I understand the situation is getting to you.
Weaver tell you that? Or you just figured it out on your own?
I need to know I can trust you, Carter. I took a big risk including you in this operation, and I'm about to take another.
Falk is one of the characters where you don't really have a huge choice in how Carter behaves towards him. You can be a dick or you can be a bigger dick, but...
What are you talking about?
Taking the fight to the enemy. Not just surviving this war, winning it.
And how exactly are we gonna do that?
With this.
And... What's that? Is it a... Is it
An
a...
espresso machine?
No, oh, it's a crane. Oh, whew, I was worried for a second. Lots of swoosh coming out of it.
What in God's name is that?
A prototype aircraft, built with everything we've been able to learn from their technology. Plus a few tricks of our own.
You really think it'll make a difference?
It might, as long as we know where to strike. That's where you come in.
If it means fighting back, I'll do whatever it takes.
Good. The first step is interrogating the infiltrator.
What do we know about the infiltrator?
We've been running a barrage of tests on it. Preliminary interrogation, medical checks. The boys in the lab even took a look at the devices implanted in him.
Find anything useful?
We don't even know his name. Or if his kind even have names. But we have reason to believe he'll be more responsive now.
What happened? Lock him in solitary for a couple weeks?
You might be closer than you think. In a recent examination, our surgeons removed this from his head. We think it's some kind of communication device.
He was bugged?
We're not sure. Weir thinks it was his connection to Mosaic.
That's their communication network.
According to Dr. Weir, yes. Whatever it is, ever since we removed this thing, the infiltrator's been less aggressive, more morose.
Interesting.
Morose. He's a sad alien.
How do we know we can take them out in one strike?
Weir's been studying their transmissions, and he believes they're coming from a single source.
That's this mosaic thing they talk about?
Yes. The doctor says his measurements prove that it's some sort of central command, possibly even a single being. And if our tests are correct, it is indeed more than just some sort of radio network.
How so?
After studying the infiltrator's implants and physiology, we believe it connects directly to the minds of the outsiders.
So if we take out Mosaic's core, we shut down every outsider on this planet.
That's the idea. But we need to know more.
That's an impressive flying saucer you've built.
Actually, the Air Force was already toying with a prototype like this. Our German associate just made a few modifications, including everything we could steal from the outsiders.
How does it handle?
When it's finished, it'll be faster and more maneuverable than anything in the skies.
Can I get through those Venn gates of theirs?
That's what we need you to find out.
I'll see what I can get out of the infiltrator.
Good. We've got him in a containment center in the lab, built especially for him.
Got his own luxury suite, huh? That ought to soften him up.
Don't count on it.
How gentle do I need to be?
Just be careful. He's the only captive we have.
I believe that some of these base announcements, at least one of these base announcements, is me that come over the PA at one point. If I hear it, I'll let you know, but I'm not sure.
5 times faster. They could fly through a vacuum. That's quite a difference.
That scientist sounds like he doesn't believe a word that other dude just said.
There's a lot of sarcasm in here.
No aliens.
Yeah, the writers wanted to turn up the dark humor. Oh, hey, that blueprint they're looking at on the table. That blueprint is for a weapon that was from the 2010 version of the game that was cut. It was called the Blobotov. It was a glass canister with a blob inside and electrical current. You flipped the switch, an electrical current ran through the blob, set the blob on fire, and then it turned into a napalm grenade.
Sounds kind of cool.
It was super cool. The only problem was it blew the performance to hell because fire is super expensive, and we couldn't come up with a good way to get the fire through the wall. Because if you threw it on the ground, we didn't have a good way to clip the fire effect to only the part of the wall that the grenade landed on, because that was really expensive. Yes! And here we have the airlock! The blatant streaming section for the lab. You have no idea how many bugs resulted from that goddamn airlock. That was an extremely, extremely messy airlock.
And here's the water filtration facility, so all the urinals straight into there.
Yeah, that's exactly. It's the Mountain Dew tank. That's actually what secretly powers the X-Base.
The XCOM staff is severely dehydrated, hence the color.
Doctor. Your rationality will not help us identify enemy infiltrators.
Calm while you perform tests on men, like livestock.
These tests serve to protect them, and after all, they are all volunteers.
Maybe, but we're still not certain of what side effects.
William, welcome to our newly refitted laboratory. I'm certain that Dr. Veer would love to give you a tour of the facilities. Yeah, Herr Doctor?
Yes, of course. I'll just leave Heinrich to his tests. Down here is what we call the workshop. It's where we test the new equipment and applications. It's all quite experimental, so don't use anything here until it's been cleared for the field.
Those were backpacks there, right?
Yes, those are backpacks. That's supposed to be the backpack manufactory. Say that 3 times fast.
Here we go. As you see, we have the automated turret deployed, but it cannot draw a line of sight on any targets. You can lift a target out from behind its cover to get a clear shot. But if you face many targets, it might be a better option to lift your turret instead. Go ahead and try. The engineers are especially proud of the gyroscopic stabilization that makes that possible. It'd be a shame not to put it to use in the field.
Is that all?
The boys in the lab just wanted to make sure you knew all your options in the field. Never know when it'll come in handy. As you may have guessed from the glow, this is where we store element 115, or Illyrium. Understanding it is vital to our ability to adapt and adopt outsider technology. But so far our results have been mixed, at best. But I'm sure you didn't come here just for a guided tour. I'll leave you to your duties, William. Agent Carter, I fear I haven't properly expressed my gratitude for the rescue you provided me.
All in a day's work, Doc.
Modest as well. You're just a grab bag of admirable qualities, aren't you, Agent? I only hope I prove to be worth your efforts.
I'll tell you what would make it worth it. A little clarity. I'm hoping you can help me understand a few things.
By all means. What is it you'd like to discuss?
The people we saw back there. The stuck ones. The ones who can't stop doing the same thing over and over. What's the skinny on them? Are they us? Or are they them?
Be honest, I haven't the foggiest. I can say it was horrifying to witness. My students, one by one, falling victim to the condition.
How does it operate? Why does it only take some people?
A mystery as yet, but one I aim to get to the bottom of. I did notice trends. More students than professors, more whites than blacks. Nothing I can yet identify as the source.
Your assistant mentioned something called Mosaic. Said you were the key to it. Seemed to have something to do with the measurements you were taking. Any idea what he meant by that?
I don't know much about it at all, other than it controls the Venn gates connecting our worlds, and it also seems to exert some degree of influence over the denizens of that world. As to why Lawrence regarded me as the key to it remains a mystery.
But what is it? Is it a thing? Or a person? What is it?
I wish I knew, Agent. It could be any number of things. Natural force, a psychological disorder. One thing is certain, however. It does seem to be accessible via physical technology.
Did you know that your assistant was one of them?
Yes, well, believe it or not, I'm as shocked as you. More so, I dare say. He was so dedicated, so curious. That's no excuse. But how could I have been such a fool?
You're lying. I'm supposed to believe you worked side by side with an enemy operative and never had any idea. And they call you a genius.
Believe what you will, Agent, I was fooled. And by someone I came to care quite deeply about. I don't expect you to fathom the intricacies of human emotion, but I don't care for your insinuations. I am as much a patriot as any enlisted man.
They didn't hire me for my sensitivity, Doc. Sorry if my heart doesn't go out for a traitorous alien.
The question is, traitorous to whom? He provided us with invaluable information.
Before I go, tell me, why are you so valuable? Folk seems to think we can't win this thing without you.
I suppose he regards the work I've been doing with ARPA as essential. I've been tracking audio signals gathered via telemetry. I shopped my findings around the scientific community for months.
Anything concrete?
Only subtle results, but Myron, Director Falk, recognized their import. I thought it was merely a curious anomaly, but he felt it was a warning. Guess now we know who was right.
Oh yeah.
Congratulations.
Over here you get
this.
to mess with. Yeah.
I love this little vignette. This is one of the greatest parts of the lab, this little vignette here. Could you,
Press
the
the button.
protagonist and push that button? Oh my god, what have you done?
Yeah, as you come back to the base throughout the game, there'll be different experiments you can fuck around with, and they're all pretty funny.
Yeah, they're all pretty great. You can leave this dude here forever if you feel like it.
Well...
Or you can just, be an asshole and drop him like
Agents
that.
are using this to immobilize targets in the field, among other things.
And again, this is one of those things where, like, if you had seen this in base before you got the actual ability, it would have been kind of cool. Like, hey, they're developing it, and hey, and then you get it. But we've had it for a while already, so...
Yeah, the, when research was cut, the compelling reasons to
Bye, guy.
have... Yeah, the compelling reasons to have power development consistency versus power ramp disappeared completely. There was absolutely no compelling reason to do those.
And
Now...
Well, we're supposed to go that way, so we're not gonna.
We're not gonna go look at him. Okay, we're gonna go to the creepatorium.
But he's got a different speech bubble over his
What do
head.
you want to talk about?
Yes, we've had a bit of a mishap, William.
Ah, great.
As you know, our most pressing goal is to develop a test to determine the humanity of our personnel, if you will. We've had a breakthrough, discovering a signal which causes the Zillicoids to become quite agitated. But as you can see...
Your test subjects escaped?
Indeed. Perhaps the signal agitated them a bit too much.
Why haven't we been put on alert?
With our current tension, can you imagine how people would panic? I'd rather we keep this little incident between ourselves, William.
What exactly do you need me to do?
The Zillicoids are likely to be hiding in the ventilation or other subsystems. Their distinctive trail should make it easy for you to track them and destroy them. Good hunting.
So if you play partially through a base visit, quit and reload your save,
It won't remember that.
That's right.
Yeah, there's a little
tracking
trail you
Blob
can
Spooge.
see up there. Anyway, so yeah, if you are playing the game, if you want to quit, start a mission first, and then start it, and then quit after. Otherwise, you're going to lose some progress.
Officer, you're new here, aren't you?
Yes, sir. They rescued me up from outside Louisville.
You've been brought up to speed?
Yes, sir. Prisoner is secure, mostly docile, and Falk has things in hand. I'd say it's going pretty well.
It's a little early to say it's going well.
Sir, It's been a month and a half, and we've gotten back on our feet after the surprise attack. I'd say that counts for something.
You're not wrong, but I got a feeling it'll get worse before it gets better.
Then I'm glad I'm here, where I can make a difference.
How's the infiltrator?
The containment room was designed to act as both a brig and a lab, so he's well contained. Not that he's been trying to get out.
You think he's planning something?
Can't say for sure. Any other prisoner, yeah, but since they removed that controller thing from his head, he's been a different man. Or I guess I should say, different creature.
How much do you trust Falk?
I trust him with my life, sir. After all, if it weren't for him and his teams, I'd still be out there.
You said you were rescued from outside Louisville?
Yes, sir. Fort Knox in particular. Agent De Silva and his team were recovering something from high-value storage, and I thought they were looters.
Well, that could have gone poorly.
Not really. I don't know about you, but I ask questions before I start shooting. They were only too happy to bring me back, once they were certain I was human.
How exactly did they prove that?
Just like checking for Reds. Sing the Star-Spangled Banner, ask what happened in the most recent episode of Captain Thunderclap, and so on and so on.
That's all.
Thank you, sir. Good luck.
I see you gave up on the disguise. Done playing dress-up?
This one can no longer hide. Those systems were corrupted by your scientists.
Yeah. Gloat all you want about your superior technology while we've got you tied to a chair with a rope.
You want revenge for your fellow warrior. Go ahead and take it. Nothing you do will stop the Zujari.
We're gonna pay a visit to your home, and you're gonna help us get there.
A counter-invasion. Ha! The more you resist Mosaic, the more you will bring death to your world. You think you have seen our strength? This is just an expeditionary force preparing the way for our armies. We will destroy you.
We'll see about that.
It's simple. You will join our empire or you will die. For us, there are no other choices.
Our whitecoats say there's been a change in your attitude ever since they yanked this device out of your head. I want to know what the hell it is.
It is many things. A shield, a beacon, our focus. It is Mosaic. Without it, I am alone, unsure, impure of thought.
What exactly is Mosaic?
You would think of it as a broadcast, a network. Each of us are connected to it. It unites us.
It's how you receive your orders.
Our orders, our faith. Mosaic delivers truth, or perhaps what Origin decides is the truth.
Why don't you just do yourself a favor? Just talk straight to me, and tell me about this Origin. Maybe we can help you.
You are more civilized than would be expected for such divided creatures. It is not a weakness. Nothing is as I thought. Nothing is as Origin told us.
Listen, I'm fighting for the survival of my entire race here. Give me something to work with, or you'll find out what I'm willing to do for my world.
You have already seen what we are willing to do for our own dying world. What Origin has forced us to do for our world. Forced me to do to other worlds.
You don't have to let Origin control you. Tell us how to stop him and you can be free. We can destroy Mosaic. You can all be free.
Yes, but Mosaic cannot be destroyed. Mosaic is not a single place, not a solid thing. And soon it will consume your people as it has so many. As it did mine.
Also, another interesting thing. That line implies that the Outsiders are not the first people / aliens to be controlled by Mosaic.
This is a foolish decision. Mosaic will know our location immediately. Origin will see that you all die.
They'll come finish off XCOM, you'll return a hero. Go on. Join the inevitable.
No, I cannot go back. Not anymore.
Then help us fight it. If we win, we can find a way to help the rest of your people.
Very well, William Carter. You win. To survive the crossing, you will need an instrument that can recalibrate quantum structures.
Dr. Weir should be able to make sense of that.
I hope for your sake he does. But such a device can be acquired only from one of our ships, which can be found at one of our docking stations near a Ven gate. It would not be possible to replicate it with human technology.
Thank you. We won't forget your help.
Nice work in there, Carter. I bet the director will want to tell you that himself.
Was he watching?
You even have to ask that question? He's waiting for you in Ops.
Okay, so that switchboard to the right there, is where the research console used to be.
Ah, okay.
And I actually... God, I think it's still in the base. I think we just moved it outside the base geometry, and it's still there.
There's something in there.
Oh no! Containment has been breached! By the way, this is a pretty piss-poor airlock if it's that easy.
Yeah. If you didn't talk to Dr. Werner, I don't think that would have happened.
No, that does not happen unless you talk to Dr.
Like
Dresner.
the first of Heinrich's blobs.
I look, he calls them Heinrich's globs. They're Heinrich's problem, not mine. So the base underwent a lot of evolutions in the course of the game.
I'm afraid to ask.
And the original... Yeah, see, the map still says XCOM on it.
Yeah, and I'm heading over to the other side for some places we haven't seen yet. Anyway.
Yeah, the original iteration of the base was underground in a hangar on an old missile base, and it was hidden. It was literally a secret supervillain base. You would drive into the hangar, and a wall would slide back, and you'd get into an elevator and go down into the base, and it was really cool, except if the elevator ever malfunctioned, you'd get stuck in there forever, or you'd fall for the world, or... We dropped the elevator. The elevator was more trouble than it was worth. But it was really cool to, like, come into a secret supervillain base and to have that be yours. It was super cool.
I like the secret underground helipad type deal.
Yeah, the secret underground
well, it's not really
Thunderbird-style
secret,
helipad was pretty cool. It's kind of secret, you know.
It's right there on the surface, surrounded by a fence and guards.
It could be just an above-ground helipad with no buildings around, you know. For a while on this map, we didn't actually have toy soldiers. We just had random props that we grabbed from elsewhere in the game.
Oh, hold up.
There was a teddy bear on it.
What? You mean
this?
Friends with a Martian? Yeah, but that's not what I meant. I mean, it sounds like the guy was, you know, one of them. I'm not following. I'm saying it sounds like they were, you know, a couple. A couple of what? You're not making any sense.
Yeah, no, I like that conversation. Before anybody gets any weird ideas, yes, it is true.
Carter, what's this I hear about people sleepwalking through cities?
Your guess is as good as mine. Whatever the outsiders did to them, we don't know how to fix it.
Sounds like a friend I knew back in the service. Mine just snapped.
As long as we still got people working on a cure, there's still a chance for them.
Oh, right you are. Although if they can't remember it after they recover, that'd probably be a mercy.
Tell me more about that friend in the service. Anything like the sleepwalkers?
Well, I can't say it was too similar. I mean, poor old Ken didn't have black gunk all over his eyes to start. But the things he saw when we were in the Great War...
Terrible things happen during war.
Anyway, he never got over the shock. And Myron and I never got over what happened to him. I just hope we can do more for those sleepwalkers.
How are our food and water supplies?
We should be able to hold off for another month, maybe more with tighter rationing.
You've known the old man for a while. Has he always been this paranoid?
No, not at all. In fact, I remember when he used to be a naive new recruit.
What happened to him?
Well, it's not hardly my place to tell his life story. But let's just say that sort of attitude doesn't last after the third time a refugee pulls a gun on you.
That's enough prying for now.
Anytime, Carter.
you heard about what they got down there in the big hangar?
No, and neither have you.
Huh? But one of the maintenance techs-
one of the shared qualities amongst people at the X-Base is at least half of the people here are completely fucking oblivious and don't understand obvious conversational gambits.
Well, the left hand doesn't know what the right is doing. Anyway, this is the firing range. This is where you can test out.
Range.
Yeah, I like this.
Oh, you monster!
You press the button and they toss in a sectoid for you.
You are a true monster if you do this, by the way.
I feel kind of bad for them, but this is a good place to test out like powers if your agents level up when you're not on a mission. You want to know what they do.
This is why, by the way, the sectoids come back in Enemy Unknown and try to kill everyone on the entire planet. It's because you did this.
Yeah,
this
I
is the
won't say
reason.
that it wasn't earned.
Yeah. So that there leads to the infirmary and the helipad and all that crap that you've already seen in the first mission.
Can't go that way now.
Where poor Nils got his jaw unhinged. Reflective floors? This must be important.
And if it was you in charge, I'd take my chances on it.
Oh. Wait, I know what we're about to see. This is the break room, by the way.
Yes.
Hey, look! Bathrooms! We have bathrooms in our base.
How could somebody
That's
leave
right.
a mess like that?
I specifically put... Oh my god.
Have a little decency, would you? What the hell's happening in there? Hope you washed your hands at least.
I love this side quest for that one reason.
I love bathroom humor. Yeah, I am a child. I don't care.
I had a long-standing bug about the bathrooms being removed from X-Base when we moved to this new layout right here. And I harassed the base architecture team about it every week for months.
Where are they supposed to piss?
No, every week I would literally go, hey, so we getting bathrooms back in the base? Eventually, I guess someone got really, really tired of hearing about it and put the bathrooms back in.
Get it!
I like how this guy just more sounds irritated than anything else.
Yeah, that's Lawrence's voice actor also.
Yeah.
I thought you were dead.
And waving your guns to the floor there.
Yeah, this is the one time we get to walk back through this area.
Yes. Those blobs were originally created by some guys in... he says, holding a gun. Those blobs were originally created by 2K Australia, and they have one of the most fantastically complicated material schemes for their creation I've ever seen on anything in a game in my life.
Carter, good work in there. I'm honestly surprised you kept your cool.
That wasn't my first interrogation.
It shows. Having a defector on our side could make a big difference.
And who knows? Someday, they might be great allies.
Let's just focus on making it through this war. Now, I've been discussing the information you extracted with Dr. Weir.
Any clue where we can find one of those interdimensional things?
The doctor calls it a phase plotter. And we know there's an outsider docking tower near a town called Vida Buena in New Mexico. De Silva's team reported it when they were investigating sleepwalkers in the area.
Sounds like I should talk to De Silva.
That could be difficult. De Silva's team attempted to infiltrate the structure. The last report from them was 2 days ago.
What the hell, Falk? De Silva goes missing and you're just telling me now.
Calm down, Carter. We have reason to believe that he's still alive. But he's deep in enemy territory and unable to broadcast. Link up with him and his team. Then you will all escort Dr. Weir through the command tower and secure the phase plotter.
Why are we putting the doctor back in danger?
Weir is the only one who understands how the enemy gates work. He's the only one with any insight into how their systems might operate.
And no time to train a field specialist, right?
Precisely. Keep Dr. Weir safe. He's far too valuable to lose.
What was De Silva doing up there anyway?
He was assigned to gather intel on the Outsider's gates for Dr. Weir's benefit.
And now we're going there to get one of these gadgets. What aren't you telling me about this place?
Vida Buena is an Outsider transport hub. Ships coming and going from one of those gates, 24 hours a day.
So the best chance we have of getting a phase plotter
is a place swarming with enemies. Yes.
You think we can trust the Outsider?
He seemed pretty shaken up. If we learned anything from your encounter with this Lawrence, it's that the real problem is their mosaic.
You think they'll all just switch off when we take out Mosaic?
I wouldn't bet on it. But as it seems to be their communications network, destroying it would give us a serious edge.
Can't ask for much more than that. All right, that's all I need.
I'll have Senior Ops inform Dr. Weir that you're ready to go. Carter.
Yes, sir?
Good luck out there.
Yes, sir.
Back from the interrogation? How did it go?
He was easy to handle. Now we've got our own little stool pigeon.
Then let's use him while we can. And before the lab tries to cut him up to see how he works.
You get the report from the interrogation?
Yeah. The bastard killed Nils. You were too soft on him.
That's why they didn't let you interrogate him. He can't tell us much if he's dead.
He didn't tell us much as it is.
He told us enough to figure out the next step. That's all we need for now.
With any luck, the old man will let me have the next shot at him.
Yeah, Angela's pretty hardcore.
She's really hardcore. We'll see later why she's so hardcore, actually. She's got a good reason for it.
She does. Like I said, she's a cool character.
She is.
Can't go there anymore.
Can't go back. Who's going to clean that up, you know?
That guard.
Man, I really hope he doesn't have to. He doesn't even have a push broom or anything. We should have given him a push broom.
We could just go do missions, but we have to turn in that subquest to Heinrich, so... I was going to edit this out, but there was a couple ambient conversations.
You ever think of just installing a turnstile?
Yeah, this.
Maybe charging a toll.
Technician O'Brennan's a funny guy. Yeah, these ambient conversations were the writer's chances to go, so, given what's going on outside the base...
hang on, I like this one, too.
Oh, yeah.
We demand to have access to the outside. We have vital questions that demand answers.
Yes, what's with all this archaic interrogation? Why isn't that thing under a microscope all day, every day?
Gentlemen, please. We're still questioning him. I'm sure he'll be handed over to you when we've learned all we can.
We'll try not to be too rough on him.
Yes, we don't want him injured before the vivisection.
Jesus, fucking vivisection.
Yeah, we got a bunch of creepy dudes here as scientists. But what do you expect from dudes looking in a secret U.S. government UFO base? You know.
Uncover any remaining infiltrators.
I hope you're more careful in the future, Doctor.
Yes, of course. And for your discretion, perhaps this will be of use to you.
So, for talking to him, he unlocks a dispatch mission, which the first time through the game, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Give me a gun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Dispatch missions, though, are actually an incredibly important part of this. When we removed the procedurally generated missions, we had to do something.
Yourself.
Speaking of which, this is them.
Dispatch agents to assist. On these dispatch missions, they will earn valuable experience and may find new equipment or even other experienced agents. However, they won't be available in the field while dispatched, so select your squads wisely.
We'll talk more about dispatch missions in the next video.
Yeah.
But we're not going to access them just yet.
Yes, dispatch missions are not... it's not wise to engage in them too much until you have a fairly large stable
roster
of agents to use. Right.
So that's complexity 5, which I'll explain later.
It's 7.
And the one that I'll show you next, up in the corner, this is the one that we unlocked by talking to Heinrich.
This pack that pack that it gives you is a super, super good pack, and should be gotten at the earliest possible opportunity. It is really a pack that only affects the player, but it is extremely useful.
Anyway, yeah, so we're going to fill out the roster in the next video. I've already asked for suggestions from the thread for all the stuff. So yeah, just going over the agent creation thing. I've already pre-selected and made everyone, so we'll see those guys in the next video.
We will. We will see them in all of their colored glory as well, because there are so many different selections of colors to choose from. I myself am partial to Pink Squad, which will
Pink Squad's pretty cool.
Pink Squad hopefully will cause the surviving sectoids or outsiders to tell their children tales of the Pink Menace, which is just a hilarious name for an enemy force.
Anyway, so I'll see you guys next time when we get back into it.